changing the subject of a formula. And let us get straight into it. First, we're going to be looking at a simple one, addition. So a plus b equal p. Then we'll look at a subtraction, m minus n equal q. And let us just transpose this formula for b. And we'll transpose this one for m. And of course, we look at a multiplication. So ab equal r for b. And then we look at a division. M over x is equal to y for m. Alright, so let's go. Number 1. A plus b is equal to p, and we want to make b the subject. We're transposing this formula for b. We need to allow b to stand alone. We just need to get rid of a plus, right? So if we take this a to the other side of the equation, we'll be left with a positive b, right, on the left hand side, and that positive a now becomes negative. So the new formula is b equal p minus a. It is that simple. Number 2, m minus n equal q for m. We just need to get rid of this negative n here, right? And so when this negative n goes to the other side, it becomes positive. So m is equal to q plus n. That's it. It is that simple, guys. So it's the same thing now for 3, meaning AB means A times B. All we need to do to transpose for B is the opposite operation. See here, when we were adding, we subtracted. When we were subtracting, we added. So now we are multiplying. All we need to do is divide. So we're transposing for B. Take A to the other side so that B can stand alone. A was multiplying over here, and it goes to the other side of the equation. It's dividing. So the new formula is B equal R over A, right? B equals to R over A. Number 4, now we are dividing. So all you need to do is, yes, multiply. So we just need to get rid of this x here. It is dividing. When it goes to the other side, it is going to multiply. xy, yx, multiplication, same thing. So m is equal to y, xy, xy, same thing. Alright guys, so let us take a look at another one with subtraction. Now, please bear in mind, the subject of this formula is m. So it really doesn't matter if your subject is on the right hand side or the left hand side. Alright, now if we're going to make y the subject of this formula, we can take this y over here and then take the m over here. Why? Because once we take y to this side, it will become positive. If we should take the x over here, we would be left with a negative y, not a positive one. Do you realize that? Let's look at it. So x is equal to m plus y, because we take this negative y to the other side. We can now go ahead and put this m over this side so that y can stand alone, right? When this m come over, what will happen? It becomes negative, right? Since it's positive on the right hand side. And so a positive y is left at its own, which is our aim, to allow y to be the subject of the formula. But suppose you chose to bring over the x because you want y to stand alone. You don't want to trouble y because you want y to stand alone on the right and the left hand side. Okay, no problem. But you have to realize that when you take over this x, is a negative y is going to leave on the left hand side. This x positive, so when it goes over, it becomes negative. All right? What happen now? You need to get rid of the negative from beside the y because you need a positive y and not a negative 1. Don't need a negative y. You need a positive y. So you need to take this negative to this side. Which negative is here? Is a negative 1, right? The coefficient of this y here is a negative 1. So you take negative 1 to this side. It is multiplying, so it go over, it divides, right? So negative 1 now into positive m give you a negative m. Negative 1 into a negative x give you a positive x, which is the same thing as this right here. It is the same thing. M negative, x positive. So that, so it's the same thing. We can put the m on the inside. Right? So whatever you choose to do, but pay attention to your subtraction sign. Looking at a formula that we're all familiar with, circumference of a circle, and we're going to make the diameter the subject of the formula. So circumference is equal to pi d, right? Now we need to make d the subject of the formula. So what we can do is to divide both sides by pi so that d can stand alone, or simply just take over pi to the next side. Since it is multiplying, it will divide on the other side. So we get circumference divided by pi equal to the diameter. Alright guys, so now we have combined all the operations. Division, multiplication, and addition. And oh well, we didn't have any subtraction, but anyways, let's go. We are transposing for y. So of course we need to get rid of the m, a, and the x. Right? When you have your equation like this, you need to of course get rid of your fraction first. Right? Unless of course you have something added on out there. But anyway, you'll get the gist of it. We get rid of the m. Which operation is m doing? Divide, right? So you take it to this side, it will multiply, the opposite operation. xy plus a is equal to bm. Why bm? It is now multiplying. It was dividing here, come over, multiplying. So now we get rid of the plus a. It is adding, so you bring it over. It is going to do the opposite operation, which is subtract. So now it's time to get rid of what? X. Which operation is happening here? Multiplication. So to get rid of the x, you need to divide. And it not just come and divide here. It is dividing all of this over this side of the equation. Right? So it's bm minus a all over x. Y is equal to that. So that's how we change the subject of the formula. And of course, if this was subtraction, you would have gone ahead and add the a to this side, right? Just do the opposite operation. So it is that simple, guys. Remember, leave your questions in the comments below.